We are in the process of rescuing people, and we just don't have an exact number at this juncture. But this has been a very significant damage being caused to many people in Tohoku region.
What is the latest official number that you've got on the death toll?
Well, this is actually evolving, and I can't give you a very definite number that I can give you, but this morning, around noon, the figure was, in terms of the death confirmed, 780, and there are missing people in the order of over 600.
And that's gone up already, and we're going to get those new figures soon, as I understand it.
Right.
The other thing that people are very concerned about right now is the nuclear situation, both of those reactors under some threat. When we talk about meltdown, I realise that's an emotive word, but are those reactors in meltdown?
No, that's not the case of a meltdown, and this is something we have been controlling, and the situation is under control with the release of air by the method called venting, and we have been succeeding in lowering pressure inside the containment vessel.
But as I understand it, you have had to release some dangerous steam into the atmosphere. Is that correct?
Well, it is not the dangerous air. In order to reduce pressure inside the containment vessel, we are venting the air, which lead to a tiny amount of radiation from the containment vessel. But this is not going to give harm to the residents in the vicinity.
Those fuel rods, they need to have water around them all the time, don't they, to stay cool? Have you managed to do that completely, or have those fuel rods been exposed to the atmosphere in any way?
Well, actually, there are two units, unit number 1 and unit number 3, and we have been injecting water along with the material called boron, and we have been doing this for those two units.
But how hard is it keeping the water coming in? Because it's vital that you keep it coming in, isn't it?
Yes, and we have been, this is the kind of precautionary measure in order to secure the safety of those units. And this is the measures to lower the temperature of fuel. And
it's not precautionary, is it? It's not precautionary, it's absolutely vital. You know, the water is what's keeping it cool.
Mm-hmm, that's right. So we have been able to inject the water into either seawater or pure water into inside. So we have been doing it as just a precautionary measure. And
how damaged are the cores of the reactors, reactor 1, for example?
We have to, at the end of the day, confirm whether there is any damage to the reactor, but we have not found any indication of such damage, significant damage of in any way.
At this time, there is a threat of a meltdown then, but you're managing to contain the situation.
I would not call it the situation meltdown, and this is a very, the limited impacts on the reactor itself, and the blast, that took place for Unit 1 yesterday was just a result of hydrogen accumulated inside the ceiling of the reactor.
What we do know about this situation is that it's taking a huge amount of capacity out of the national electricity system, isn't it? How much is the national energy system being affected by the closure of these reactors?
Well, there has been impacts, because of what's happening to nuclear power plants in Japan, and in order to avoid the electricity blackouts, we have been conducting or giving out messages for Japanese consumers to reduce electricity use.
Okay, and in terms of the rescue effort, you've obviously got an incredibly big operation underway. What sort of support are you calling in from foreign countries? Because you're getting an idea now of exactly what it is you need.
Right. Of course, we have mobilized, our self-defense forces, and we are in the process of expanding it beyond 50,000, and police and others. And of course, the U.S. government has generously offered their intention of making use of the U.S. forces in Japan. So there are ongoing foreign assistance being extended from different countries.
Are you asking for extensive support, or can your military handle what you need right now?
Well, actually, it is our primary mission to control the situation locally, and when there are any shortages of assistance, we may ask foreign governments or, in some cases, NGOs. But the current situation is that our government is conducting major operations in terms of rescue operations.
Which areas haven't you reached yet?
Well, there are some local communities that have been hit very severely by tsunamis. So those areas, including in Iwate and Miyagi prefectures, it's been somewhat difficult, to conduct thorough operations. But we have been stepping up our efforts.
And finally, one of the things that people have been contacting us about is that many survivors of this, people even in Tokyo, are struggling to find everyday necessities from the local shops because the shelves are bare. Lots of people can't find food, certainly not in Sendai, but out in Tokyo even. So what is the government doing about getting basics out to survivors?
Well, we are extending, emergency food or drinks, assistance, to the affected areas. And I know that there are some shortages of maybe food in the stores, but the situation, for example, in Tokyo, is not the worst situation. We are conducting almost a normal life, even though there are some problems that we have been encountering.